So hello everyone, in this video we're gonna see about carbohydrates. First definition: carbohydrates are defined as aldehyde or keto derivatives of polyhydric alcohols. They are generally sugar molecules that provide energy to the body. They have the general formula CnH2ON. They are the most abundant organic molecule on earth. All carbohydrates are made up of same chemical elements, that is carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Daily intake of carbohydrates is 310 grams. Classification: they are into two types, simple and complex. Simple carbohydrates yield only 2 sugars maximum, whereas complex carbohydrates yields more than 2 sugars. Simple carbohydrates is further classified into monosaccharides and disaccharides. From this term, you can understand mono yields 1 sugar and disaccharides yield 2 sugar. Monosaccharides, it is a simple carbohydrate. On hydrolysis, it is not cleaved into two smaller carbohydrates. 4 carbohydrates have to be broken down to monosaccharides before they are absorbed in the GI tract. They also circulate in blood in monosaccharide form. Example: glucose, fructose and galactose. Glucose, also known as dextrose, it is one of the most important nutrients for fueling the body. It is especially important for brain and nervous system. Principal building block of all other carbohydrates. It is found in fruits and vegetables as well as honey, corn syrup and high fructose corn syrup. We simply represent glucose by a green hexagon. Fructose, also known as fruit sugar, also called levulose, it is the sweetest of all carbohydrates. Plants make a lot of fructose for pollination purpose to attract plants and to attract insects and animals towards them. It is found naturally in fruits and vegetables. Honey, we simply represent fructose by a purple pentagon. Galactose, it is found in milk and dairy products. It always linked to glucose to form a disaccharide. We rarely find it in a monosaccharide form. We simply represent galactose by a blue hexagon. Next, disaccharides. On hydrolysis is cleaved to two monosaccharide units, which may be same or different. Example: maltose, sucrose, and lactose. Maltose is made up of two glucose molecules bonded together. It does not occur naturally in any food, with an exemption is powdered grains. It also plays an important role in the production of beer and liquor. Sucrose, also known as table sugar. It is made up of a glucose molecule bonded to a fructose molecule. Like fructose, sucrose is also produced in large amount by plants for pollination purpose to attract insects and animals. It is naturally occurring in fruits and vegetables. Next is lactose. It is made up of a glucose molecule to a galactose molecule bonded to a galactose molecule. Like it is sometimes called milk sugar. It is only animal food that has significant amount of carbohydrates. Next, complex carbohydrates further classified as a starch, glycogen and fiber. Starch is made up of glucose, long chain of glucose. If the chains are straight, they are called amylose. If they are branched, they are amylopectin. They are the storage form of carbohydrates in plants. It is also stored in roots and tubers, and also we find it in refined starch, as cornstarch. As glycogen, it is similar to structure amylopectin. It is highly branched, but it is storage form of carbohydrate in animals and humans, and stored mostly in liver and skeletal muscles. Next is fiber. It includes carbohydrate and other structural substances, but it is indigestible by human enzymes, but it is digestible by human colonic bacteria. It is made by plants for production and structural support. It is found in whole grain, seeds, nuts and legumes. Digestion of carbs, it involves two enzymes, amylases and disaccharidases. Amylase convert polysaccharides to disaccharides, whereas disaccharides convert disaccharides to monosaccharides. Here we can see examples for amylase and disaccharidases. First, digestion occurs in mouth. In mouth, there is an enzyme called pancreatic amylase, called salivary amylase, which split enzyme, also known as thylline. They break down complex molecules to glucose, maltose, and maltotriose. Next, digestion occurs in stomach. There is no particular enzyme for breaking carbohydrates. Here, acyl is present to hydrolyze disaccharides to monosaccharides. Next occurs in duodenum. Food bolus, that is semi-solid food reaches the duodenum from the stomach, where it meets the pancreatic juice. Pancreatic juice contains a carbohydrate splitting enzyme called a pancreatic amylase, like salivary amylase. It breaks down food like starch, glycogen to maltose isomaltase. Next occurs in digestion occurs in small intestine. Main digestion takes place in small intestine by pancreatic amylase. Digestion is completed by pancreatic amylase because food stays for a long time in the intestine. Absorption of carbohydrates, it is by facilitated diffusion or carrier method or active transport. Facilitated diffusion, this depends upon concentration of sugar across the intestinal lumen and mucosal cells. All the monosaccharides are absorbed to some extent by facilitated diffusion. Next is active transport. The transport of glucose and galactose across the brush border of mucosal cells occur by active transport. It is an energy requiring process that requires transport and protein and presence of sodium ions. The energy for this reaction is provided by ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate, linked to sodium pump. And thank you.